Ayo, what's up, guys? I want to talk about something. I want to talk about discipline, and I find discipline to be really, 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 really important. For me, I was always in environments and around people that weren't really like disciplined, and would often like stray me away from being disciplined. So I always had to learn how to be disciplined myself in order to be who I wanted to be and to achieve what I want to achieve. I was always around like temptations and stuff like that, whether it's family or friends or whatever, but a lot of people give in to their temptations. I always wanted to be a master of myself. So I would always, strive to stop certain habits that weren't healthy for me and pick up certain practices that would help me be who I want to be or reach the results that I wanted to reach. But discipline is extremely important. You gotta be accountable and you gotta for me, I'm pretty strict. I'm like a really strict person when it comes to myself, and that could be really intense. But at the same time, I am realistic as well. I like to gradually discipline myself, Like, I just like to constantly grow and constantly challenge myself. So, but at the same time, I'm still human, I'm still a person. I like to have fun and everything like that. So certain things, that's when like moderation comes into play. Like certain things, I will keep doing certain things until I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I had enough of that. I'm bored of that. I get bored of things pretty easily too. That's what helps with my discipline. I can get bored when I do something too much. I just get bored of it, or when I feel like it's just not helping me get to where I want to be. I'm just like, okay, that's how it's easier for me to discipline myself because I'm just so fixated on what I want to be to the point where if something's not aligning with that, I just drop it. So it's not really easy for me to kind of like talk really I'm such a bad talker. It's not really easy for me to like kind of define my discipline like ways and everything like that, but I'll try my best. But yeah, I just hold myself accountable to what I want to be. And also another thing too is that I like to have a strong body and a strong mind and a strong spirit. So certain things I would do sometimes I don't really like drink soda. Like I'm not into soda. I don't drink soda. For me, soda tastes disgusting anyway. Like sometimes I might have like a Sprite if I eat out or something like that. Like maybe if I eat like fast food, I might get a Sprite. Depends on the situation. But I really don't like to drink that. Cause I don't know, I just don't see the point in drinking it and it tastes gross. I used to drink so much soda when I was in grade school. Oh my gosh. I would just buy like 2 liters and just drink it like it's water. I used to be so unhealthy. Oh my gosh, I used to be so unhealthy. I would buy like 5 bag of chips and just eat them all like in just one sitting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was really unhealthy. But I don't know, I just substitute things with other things. So when I stopped drinking soda, I started drinking Gatorades and Powerades and lemonade and stuff like that. Um and I started drinking more water. I used to not like water when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I thought water was disgusting. That's how spoiled I was. I needed juice. There was no flavor. It was nasty to me. But now, I just love drinking water. Water is just so good and just makes me feel good. But, um, yeah. When it comes to discipline, I really just I just really just like to hold myself accountable and going back with moderation. I'm realistic. I used to, when I was younger, I used to have these I used to not understand foundation and the fundamentals. So I used to struggle with when it comes to disciplining myself, because I would discipline myself too harshly to the point where I'd be like, okay, so I want to get healthy or whatever. I want a 6 pack. So okay, so I have to do all this exercise, all this crazy ass exercise, and eliminate all these foods and everything like that. But like it was so hard because like if you eat so, because like I'm someone like as like I'm really healthy now. Like I barely even eat. You know, like I only eat as much as I need to eat. But when I was little, when I was younger, I used to eat so much crap. Like I would just eat so much. I was so unhealthy. Um, and like I'm sure my mom, if my mom ever wants to talk about it, like I'm sure she remembers how much I used to eat, man. Like I'm pretty sure I don't remember my memories that well because I have too many memories to remember. So like it's up to other people to remember my memories. And if they decide to disclose those memories, then they decide to disclose those memories. But I don't relate the whole title to my memories like that. That's why I like to document stuff. But to refresh in my mind. But yeah, man, I used to just be really unhealthy. So like I would try to like, cause I'll see something like, oh man, they have these abs, I want these abs, or they have this, I want that, blah blah blah. So like I would think like, and I used to like be really into basketball. So like I used to like I love like Kobe and like and D Rose when I was like younger. So like I used to want to like play like them, right? So like I'll just do all this crazy ass stuff trying to be like them. And I would suck so much because like I didn't understand the fundamentals. So I would just be doing what I see them do instead of putting the actual work in. And that's something I had to learn. And once I learned foundation and being disciplined the correct way, because like with that I would literally put hours shooting and doing all this stuff, but I wasn't doing the right things. I was I didn't realize what went into it when I started to decipher things, dissect things, and realize what actually goes into being what you want to be. It helped me with my discipline because then I started using moderation. I started realizing, okay, cool. So if I want to be like this basketball player or whatever, like instead of shooting all these threes and stuff like that, first I need to learn how to make a layup, learn how to dribble the ball, learn how to like, you know, shoot at close distance and all these different kinds of things, you know what I mean? Instead of doing all these complex things. So like with like losing weight and like and being a healthier person, it's like, okay, cool, like, you know, like be realistic. Like you eat like unhealthy all the time, you eat all these burgers and all this crazy stuff, like as to be healthier and to be disciplined the correct way, you have to tie in moderation. So I would learn to, okay, like doing like jogging for like an hour is like really intense for me. Like not now, but like, you know, back then, like it's really intense, right? You know, so but I know if I jog for an hour it'd be really good. And I have like a really intense mind and a really intense spirit. So like when I go into things I like to go all the way in. And that's what messes me up. I go to the extreme. So that's something I had to learn. Like it's like, okay, cool, like be realistic. Like you don't really exercise. So I know you want to do an hour. Instead of doing an hour, maybe walk for an hour instead of jogging for an hour. Maybe like jog for like 30 minutes or 10 minutes for or as long as you can do it for, and do it so you can do it consistently. Because something I noticed is when I would try to do it like the way how my mind wanted to do it, it would just be too unrealistic and I'm not hitting my goals, and like it's so hard to keep up with it that I would just throw it away. When really like something that's important is just do what you can do so that you can keep doing it, because if you keep failing and you're not doing what your mind wants you to do, you're going to throw it away and you're going to not be as motivated, because you're going to be uninspired, because you're like, you know, you feel like a failure and you feel like you're not doing anything. But realistically, if you're trying to be a healthier person, like if you're trying to cut out some food, or if you're trying to like get in the gym or whatever, you just getting in the gym is progress. You just like eating like a french fry less than what you usually eat is progress, you know what I mean? Like that stuff is progress. But since like when we compare stuff to like other things, we're like, oh no, they don't eat fries anymore, or they're in the gym for like 5 hours. So like if I can't be in the gym for like 5 hours, I'm a failure. Or if I can't not eat fries, I'm a failure. But like that's not really how it should be. You have to go at your own pace and you have to slow into it. And that's what the consistency is, what really helps you become a more disciplined person. because you'll start feeling good and you'll start realizing, as you're slowly, building up this discipline and slowly building up these healthy habits, you start to enjoy it more and you start realizing how better you are without that. Because even if you're doing a little bit that's helping you reach your goals, that little bit is better than you not doing anything at all. It's better. It really is better, that progress. It's all about that progress, and then you build it up slowly and slowly intensify it. That's something I had to learn, because like that's something even I was doing before. Like I was like, you know, um I guess I'll talk about like kind of like my workout like regime. I haven't really been working out lately. I've just been practicing piano because like um my groin has been hurting. I think it's like root chakra stuff because I don't know what else it is. I went to the doctor and they said there's like fluid, like little fluid in like my groin area. But and it's been like on and off. So, I haven't been working out as much as I used like to work out. I like to work out a lot. Like I love it. I love being active. It's just fun to me. I just love it. I don't like sitting around. I like doing things and growing my body and working on my body. But like I had some goals, and I feel like me taking that time to just like like just work on other things and just take a break, because I was working really hard last year on my body. So like I feel like this is just my body is telling me just to slow down a bit. But like some of my goals, what's a goal I was getting upset at that I wasn't hitting? Well, I wasn't really upset, but like I was just kind of disappointed. um oh yeah, I was trying to, I don't remember how many miles I wanted to get in this year, like in the span of the year. It's not gonna happen anymore. But I wanted to get to the point where I can run like 50 miles in a day and do that pretty much like every other day or whatever. Like I don't know, I have these crazy ass like, I don't know if you want to know how my mind is. I'm crazy. I really am crazy. I'm a psychopath. Like I just don't really, I do things at my own pace and how I want to do them. I don't really care. Like my family think I'm crazy when certain things I do. It's just how I want to be. It's just how I want to live my life. But yeah, but it was really hard for me to reach these goals. I was like, I want to reach 50 miles, like get 50 miles in a day and be able to just do that consistently, right? But it was hard because my body was like, no, no, not yet, no. Because my groin, it wasn't really, it was just literally my groin, like just messing with me. But everything else was fine. Like I would be able to do it, but I feel like my body just wanted me to just kind of slow down and just focus on like smaller goals. Like, like, okay, let's just do like 10 miles a day or whatever. Let's not get to 50, because like this goes with being like moderation, because like I'm not healthy, as like I'm healthy, but like I'm not as healthy as I should be. Like I'm healthier than most people. Like I'm healthy, like there's nothing wrong with me. But like what I mean by I'm not healthy is like I'm not balanced in my body. Like I'm malnourished. I don't eat like at all. Like it's because I'm poor, so so I don't really eat. That's for one. Two, I don't really. Like not stressed. I want to say stressed. I'm not really stressed, but I guess like overwhelmed by like my environment, and it's just like a lot of like negative energy and all these different things that just messes with me. It just makes it hard for me to focus and concentrate on my goals. I just don't really have a place to just be able to just be myself and just focus. And sometimes I get distracted when I try to work out because, environment stuff. All these factors that just messes with me. And I think that's the reason why my body is just like not balanced as it should be. And that was frustrating me because I'm like, man, I know I can hit these goals. Like I can do it, but it would just always be something. But I feel like I feel like my groin was like my body trying to tell me that it's just not the time to do that right now, because you're not really even eating correctly, and you're just like, you're not balanced. So in the future you can do that. So I feel like it's important to take your time with your discipline, and not be super disciplined to the point where like you're kind of like skipping steps and stuff like that. Like focus on what you can do in the moment and make that progress instead of just having like these, like if you're like me, I'm super ambitious, like extremely ambitious. Like I believe you can do anything you want to do. But something I have to learn as well is to take your time and slowly progress with it. You don't have to do everything in a damn day. And that's something I kind of picked up from families. Like everything has to be rushed, everything has to be now, right? So family beat that into me. Like everything, it just has to be like it's either you're doing it now or you're not doing it at all. And it's just, yeah. But yeah, that's something I had to really realize, just to take my time and just realize that like it's literally not a sprint, it's a marathon. As long as you're making progress, that's all that matters. And you'll reach your goals. But yeah, it's discipline is really important. And something I would also say too is when like I mentor people, like I never really mentored anyone before. I don't I'm crazy when it comes to like mentorship, cuz like me mentoring myself it's pretty crazy. Like no one's seen me mentor myself. Like maybe you'll see like clips of it, like when you see me like practicing like the videos I post and stuff like that. But like I can be very, very harsh because I'm very, very thorough, and I like to get the results that I want. I'm very hard when it comes to my process and what I want to do, whether if it's like music or fitness or whatever the fuck. When I'm training, I'm very intense with it. Like I really am. And I feel like it's important to be hard on yourself and people that you mentor. But at the same time, I know a lot of people struggle with the balance in it. It's important to balance these things. And what I mean by that is like, yeah, be hard and everything like that on them, and make sure they're taking it seriously, and that they're giving their all and everything like that. That's really important. It's really awesome. It's really great to do that. But at the same time, make sure that you're balancing it. Make sure that you're reassuring them. You don't have to do that during the session. It's like a competition. Like it's like maybe like like a basketball game or whatever, right? Like the other team, you're like it's war out there. I'm trying to win. Like I don't give a fuck. Like we're enemies at the point at the time being. But after the game is over, like, oh man, like I know you, like you're one of my best friends, like how are you, blah blah blah. Like you turn that off. It's like that with mentorship. Like when you're mentoring someone, you should be strict with them. I do believe you should be strict. You shouldn't be abusive or anything like that. I mean, like I'm kind of weird. I kind of like it. I'm weird, I'm sorry, but other people know, unless they're into that. But me, it's just that like I just like it to be strict. I like strictness. I like it. I'm crazy. I like it. That's how I like. I'm just crazy. I'm sorry. But but like I said, also you should it depends on the person. You shouldn't be like weird like that with people, like abusive or hard or anything like that with people, if they're not into that. It depends on their style and what's comfortable for them. And it's also important to make sure that you give love to them afterwards. Reassure them, make sure that they feel comfortable, make sure that, let them know that, this is just part of just like, just the mentoring process and getting better and everything like that, And depending on the situation at hand, it really helps them be able to handle adversity as well. So if you're like all sweet and cuddly and nice to them and everything like that, they may struggle if they want to continue to grow, because they may come across someone who is way more like focused and like way more focused than they are. And the person that you're mentoring, they may want to be great or whatever, but they don't really understand the realities of it and realize that there's people out there who are starving and that really want this, and that they're not messing around. So like it's important to kind of instill that into them, show them how hard, you gotta work for it. And it's not about like freaking like killing yourself over it. That's not how it should be. It's just about putting your energy into it. That's all it really is, just putting your all into it. That's literally all it is. If you really want something, you put all your energy into it. And also with being kind of hard with the mentorship, helps them be able to face adversity. It helps them be able to handle people who are really aggressive with their like words or their opinions and stuff like that. Something that like, I'll go back to basketball. Something that like I noticed, like Luka Doncic, like I already knew, like before he came to the league, I already knew he was gonna be nasty. I already knew it because when I was looking at some videos of him in like EuroLeague, I'm like, bro, that's a completely different world. Like a lot of NBA players are very soft and very entitled. Like from the shit I was seeing, like in EuroLeague, man, they were like the team, like they're so passionate out there. Like the coaches are fucking screaming at you or yelling at you, and like it seems like it's a damn battlefield, and like they're so aggressive out there, and just like even the energy from like from the crowds. Like people talk about like how like Madison Square Garden and like fucking Wells Fargo Center, how crazy it is. Those arenas, New York and Philly, but like those fans don't compare to like European fans. Like they're crazy out there. I remember I saw a clip of Luka. I don't know if he even remembers it, but like I saw a clip of him. He was training and he was getting fucked up by his trainer. He was just like smacking the fuck. I was like, oh yeah, man. Like I'm like, nah, dude, this guy's gonna be nasty. He was getting fucked up when he was driving to the basket. He was just getting fucked up. They were hitting him hard as shit. Like, and then like sometimes like you'll see like when he gets like when he's disappointed in himself, he'll just like rip his jersey. And like I saw like recently like I think like he lost to like he lost to like the Suns, I think. And then like Devin Booker got into his face, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't do it. Please don't do it. And then like Luka was just like smiling and like happy because he wants that. Like you don't understand what you're messing with. Like that guy's like low key like he's something, man. He's something different, man. He's different. Like he can tell he can handle those conflict. He strives off that stuff. And when like I think Devin Booker was like smiling, but I think he was smiling because he saw like Luka smiling. But he doesn't realize that Luka was smiling because he likes that energy. He likes that negativity because he thrives off of it. But I think like Devin was smiling because he was smiling, but he doesn't realize what he was doing. Like that man's not. I can just tell if someone's just like not to mess with or not. I can just tell. You can just tell. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, crazy. But oh yeah, that was like with like intense like mentorship and stuff like that. But yeah, it should be a balance because we're all loving beings and we all deserve love, and it's really important to make sure that you actually show love after mentoring someone harshly, if that's how you want to do it. It depends, and you should parents like if you're going to be like that, please make sure that like you show love to your kids and everything like that. Don't just be so hard on them all the time and not show love to them because they deserve to be loved. It's cool that you want them to be like this big thing or whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to realize these are your kids and you're supposed to love them and show love to them. And like I said, it's awesome to be able to to train your kids and everything like that, or you want the best for them, but also understand that these beings, they strive off love and they need to be loved, and make sure that they feel good and everything like that. And people operate from their best when they feel loved and encouraged. So if you're just making someone be like a workhorse, they're not going to have their heart in it. They're not going to feel passionate about it. They're not going to feel motivated. They're not going to feel inspired. They're going to feel like their heart's not going to be in it, and it's not going to be as well. And then all that's going to happen is they're going to resent you, they're going to resent the what they're doing, and they're going to be afraid of being around you, and they're going to be afraid of pursuing that career or whatever, that hobby or passion. And they might even like it, but they just don't like how there's like no love in it. So it's really important to make sure that you're showing love to them at the same time, and that you're not being too harsh on them, you know, because they may not mind you being hard on them, but at the same time, you can't just always be, it's not a one-way street. You gotta also give them love, you know, because, you know, the world, because that kind of like helps them be able to handle the world, because a lot of people are really like aggressive and disrespectful out here. So, you know, it can help them understand that, but at the same time, you have to reassure them as as their parent. You're their parent. You have to reassure them and give them that love. They deserve it, man. They're not a damn workhorse. Why does my sock like that? Was I wearing shoes? I'm sorry that I'm distracted. Yeah, I know. I'm just curious. Why is it like that? Let me stop. But yeah. ADHD. It's a hell of a drug, you know. But yeah, it's really important to make sure that you show love to your kids. It's like what I said before, like in intimacy, messing up intimacy. It's important to make sure that you're not always being hard on someone or always being negative or whatever. He's just gonna mess up the intimacy between you two. But yeah, it's your job as either the mentor or as the parent to make sure that you are showing love to these people and that they feel loved and appreciated by you, because it's going to bring the best out of them. Because, you know, we all feel best when we're around love, and we feel inspired we feel inspired and just better when we're around love. So it makes us feel good, it makes us feel comfortable. And yeah, that's all I want to say. Be well, be happy, healthy, abundant, bless the rest. I'm not bad at chess. If you want to know that, I'm not bad. I'm not that good, but I'm not that bad.